Namaste, hello. This is Michael Plasha, the director of Plasha Yoga Studio. My good friend Stan, the owner of Z3 Concepts, and I were talking about in early March ways we might be able to support you during these challenging times. This is the first in a series of strategies to help you remain calm, focused, and positive. We will begin with ways to reduce stress. Healthcare experts agree that whatever we can do to reduce stress will strengthen the immune system, which is so important right now and in the future. What can we do? Well, you might already know this, but they recommend 7 to 8 hours of sleep. So important. Hard to do though if we're stressed out or anxious. They also recommend exercise, getting outside, breathing fresh air, proper nutrition, healthy diet, plant-based. Stress management practices like deep breathing, relaxation practices are also recommended. But what do we do with these anxious thoughts? I know I've been caught up a bit with an unskillful mantra, which is, what's next? What's going to happen next with the coronavirus? Who's going to get sick next? Will this happen to my family? And these are legitimate thoughts. So we do what is recommended to do, washing hands, not touching face, keeping our distance, etc. However, we also need to be vigilant with our thoughts and to be aware of when unskillful or anxious thoughts might be creating unnecessary stress. So what do we do with that? The yogis and the meditation experts have said for a long time that just because we have thoughts, we don't have to identify with them. That was a huge revelation for me because I thought I was my thoughts. But when I discovered I'm not my thoughts, I am the awareness that's watching my thoughts, then I realized I have a choice and I have the space to choose the kind of thoughts that I want to have. Now, related to anxiety, it's okay to plan for the future, but I know if I get caught up with obsessing about the future, that's not really helpful. So what is helpful is, after planning, to stay in the present moment. How do we stay in the present moment? The meditation experts and yogis have said that the mind is seldom in the present moment, but the breath always is. So we anchor ourselves into the present moment with conscious breathing. You want to try it? Here's a simple technique. Check your posture, head, shoulders, hips in alignment, spine erect. Feel free to stretch your legs forward if crossing the ankles under the shins is uncomfortable. It might also be helpful to place a prop, like a firm cushion, under the hips. Or if you prefer, you could sit in a chair and do this practice. This comes from the mindfulness wisdom tradition. And it's simply called mindfulness of breathing. So please close your eyes. If that's not comfortable, you could have your eyes partially open with a soft gaze down on the floor in front of you. And then bring your awareness to the rim of the nostrils. Feel the cool air flow in and the warm air flow out. Now, during your mindfulness of breathing practice, which is a form of concentration, invariably the mind will wander. It might go into the past. It might go into the future. It might start to analyze the present moment. Our practice is to catch that, to be aware if we got caught up in some thoughts. And then the practice is to let go of the thought and to return to the breath. When you catch it, this is a really good part of our practice because we're aware that we identified with a thought. So you could just simply note, good. Why good? Because it's good that we caught it. Or you could note, not breath, because we forgot to be conscious of breathing. We got caught up in our thoughts. Just let it go and go back to the breath. So let's sit quietly for about a minute, but I encourage you to practice this as long as you like. The recommended practice for new beginners is 5 minutes, working up to 15 once a day, working up to 30 minutes once a day, perhaps eventually practicing twice a day for 30 minutes. This is a wonderful practice, even for a few minutes before going to sleep at night, and it might help you to sleep better if that's been challenging during these times of perhaps anxiety. So just close your eyes if you need to, or partially close them. Focus on the breath at the rim of the nostrils. Natural inhalation, natural exhalation. Bring your awareness back to our space. So that was maybe a minute. It's common for the mind to wander during that minute. And just know that that's normal. It's part of the practice. But if you do find that your mind is very busy, it can be helpful to count the breath as follows. Inhaling 1, exhaling 2, inhaling 3, exhaling 4, until we reach 10. If we lose our count, we start over. Once we reach 10, we can start over. Again, you could practice this for a few minutes or up to 5 minutes. This is a technique that can help to stabilize the mind. And then you might be able to shift back to the previous practice of just observing the breath. Let's try it for a moment. Now, we don't have to necessarily say inhaling and exhaling unless that's helpful to keep us focused. You could just be aware of the breath going in and out, and then just do the counting with the numbers. So let's try it for a moment. Check your posture. Close the eyes or have them partially open. Bring the awareness to the breath, and when you're ready in a moment, count the breath. natural inhalation, natural exhalation. And please bring your awareness back to our space. So I hope that strategy was helpful. It has been to many people for a very long time. And I wish you well with these practices, and I hope they help you to stay calm, focused, relaxed, and to enjoy the present moment to its fullest. To learn and experience more, go to my website, plashayoga.com, for this schedule, and then contact me to attend. Namaste. Goodbye.